Lou Gehrig, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, was born on June 19, 1903, in New York City, to German immigrant parents Heinrich and Christina Gehrig. Raised in the working-class neighborhood of Yorkville in Manhattan, Gehrig was an athletic child with a natural aptitude for sports, particularly baseball. He attended PS 132 and later Columbia University, where he was a star player on the baseball team. Despite his talent, Gehrig was not initially a standout in terms of his personality. His quiet demeanor and reserved nature were often mistaken for shyness, but he was deeply focused on his goals. Gehrig's college years set the stage for his future success. He played for Columbia University's baseball team, earning All-American honors and catching the attention of Major League scouts. In 1923, the New York Yankees signed him to a minor league contract. He spent the 1923 season with the Hartford Senators, where his potential became increasingly evident. In 1924, after a stellar season in the minors, he was called up to the Yankees, making his debut on June 15, 1925, as a 22-year-old. Career peak and main achievements. Lou Gehrig's career quickly took off after his debut with the New York Yankees. As a young powerful hitter with an exceptional eye for the ball, Gehrig earned the starting first baseman role, and soon became one of the key players in one of the most iconic baseball teams in history. By the late 1920s, Gehrig had firmly established himself as one of the game's elite talents. Gehrig's peak years came in the late 1920s and 1930s, when he formed one of baseball's most formidable duos with teammate Babe Ruth. The two players, with their contrasting personalities, Ruth being loud and flamboyant, while Gehrig was quiet and reserved, formed an unforgettable partnership that helped lead the Yankees to multiple championships. Their combined power in the lineup was a force to be reckoned with, and Gehrig's consistent hitting made him one of the most feared batters of his era. Gehrig's individual achievements during this period are staggering. He was known for his incredible consistency, demonstrated by his remarkable consecutive game streak. From 1925 to 1939, Gehrig played in 2,130 consecutive games, a record that stood for 56 years until it was broken by Cal Ripken Jr. in 1995. This feat earned him the nickname, the Iron Horse, symbolizing his durability and unyielding commitment to the game. In terms of batting, Gehrig was one of the most prolific hitters in history. He won the American League MVP award twice, in 1927 and 1936. During the 1927 season, often referred to as one of the greatest seasons ever by a baseball team, Gehrig had a career-high 173 RBIs and a .373 batting average, while Ruth hit 60 home runs, leading the Yankees to a dominating season. Gehrig finished that year with 47 home runs, making him one of the top hitters in baseball. Throughout his career, Gehrig consistently posted impressive statistics. He finished his playing days with a career .340 batting average, 493 home runs, 1,995 RBIs, and 1,888 runs. He was a 7-time All-Star, 6-time American League RBI leader, and a member of 6 World Series championship teams with the Yankees. Gehrig's success on the field helped elevate the Yankees to the top of the league, making them a dynasty of the era. Gehrig's work ethic and leadership were integral to his team's success. He was a reliable hitter who rarely went through prolonged slumps, and his calm and steady presence in the clubhouse made him a leader by example. He was admired by his teammates for his dedication to the game and his ability to perform under pressure. Health decline and diagnosis. As the 1930s wore on, however, Gehrig's body began to show signs of wear. Although he had played through minor injuries in the past, in 1938, Gehrig's performance on the field began to decline sharply. He was not hitting as consistently as he had in the past, and his strength appeared to wane. His once unbreakable streak of consecutive games began to suffer, and it became apparent that something was seriously wrong. In 1939, after months of struggling with his physical health, Gehrig sought medical attention. He was diagnosed with a rare and fatal disease called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, a condition that attacks nerve cells responsible for controlling voluntary muscle movement. ALS is often referred to as Lou Gehrig's disease, due to his very public battle with the illness. Despite his diagnosis, Gehrig was determined to play through the disease. However, his deteriorating condition made it impossible for him to continue at the level he once had. On May 2, 1939, Gehrig made the heart-wrenching decision to retire from baseball, ending his 130-game streak. The following day, the Yankees held a ceremony to honor Gehrig, and he made his famous farewell speech at Yankee Stadium, telling fans, "Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth." The farewell speech, delivered with grace and humility, became one of the most poignant moments in baseball history. Despite the devastating news of his diagnosis, Gehrig's speech reflected his strength of character and his enduring love for the game. He expressed gratitude for the opportunity to play the game he loved, and for the support he received from fans, teammates and coaches throughout his career. Final years and legacy. Following his retirement, Lou Gehrig's health rapidly declined. As ALS progressively paralyzed him, he became increasingly dependent on others for basic care. He was surrounded by his wife, Eleanor, and his family, who remained by his side throughout the ordeal. Gehrig's once vibrant personality was overshadowed by the devastating effects of the disease, but his legacy continued to inspire those who had known him and those who had admired his career. Lou Gehrig died on June 2, 1941, at the age of 37. His death from ALS left a profound impact on the world of baseball and beyond, as it brought attention to the tragic disease that now bears his name. In recognition of his contributions to the game, the Yankees retired Gehrig's number 4 in 1939, ensuring that his legacy would live on in the annals of baseball history. Gehrig's death marked the end of an era for the Yankees, but his legacy was far from over. In 1969, he was posthumously inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to a player who had embodied the spirit of the game in every way. Gehrig's impact on the sport extended beyond his on-field achievements. He was remembered for his perseverance, humility and dedication. In the decades since his death, Lou Gehrig's name has remained synonymous with excellence and resilience. His legacy is celebrated through various memorials, including the Lou Gehrig Memorial in New York City and the Lou Gehrig's Disease Association, which works to raise awareness and fund research for ALS.